Now on the news that Roman Abramovich is to sell Chelsea Football Club. These are the key lines from the statement that was released earlier this evening by the club owner. In the current situation, I've taken the decision to sell the club as I believe this is in the best interest of the club, the fans, the employees, as well as the club's sponsors and partners. The sale of the club will not be fast-tracked, but will follow due process. I will not be asking for any loans to be repaid. I've instructed my team to set up a charitable foundation where all net proceeds from the sale will be donated. The foundation will be for the benefit of all victims of the war in Ukraine. This includes providing critical funds towards the urgent and immediate needs of victims, as well as supporting the long-term work of recovery. Please know that this has been an incredibly difficult decision to make, and it pains me to part with the club in this manner. However, I do believe this is in the best interests of the club. We can speak now to the Times chief football writer, Henry Winter, who's here at Kenilworth Road this evening. Henry, thank you very much for joining us. What's your initial reaction to the statement?
Well, it's inevitable because you see what's happening to the oligarchs around the world, the pressure that's being put on them, quite rightly, because we're seeing these horrendous scenes from Kiev and Kharkiv and the bombings and this brutal invasion. And it's absolutely right that anyone connected to the Russian state, the Russian regime, that there should actually be pressure put on them.
He says he's not going to take back any of the loans, and I assume he's talking about the 1.5 billion. How do you read that?
Well, I think that he has to, really. I mean, it's diplomatic. I think it's good that he's putting it into a charitable foundation, which is going to the victims, and there will be many victims of this brutal war that his compatriot Vladimir Putin is waging in Ukraine. So I think that is, important, and that's an acceptance by him. And some of Chelsea's statements have been talking about the situation in Ukraine. Now Abramovich, the owner, is talking about the war in Ukraine. I think that's an important step, but clearly that money is going to be desperately needed. How much of it is remains to be seen, but he can't be seen to profit from this.
Yeah. What do you feel the ramifications for Chelsea Football Club will be? Obviously, we don't know at the moment how that's going to sell, how long it will take, because selling a football club is not that easy.
Well, we've already heard two billionaires sort of basically pushing themselves forward, but what normally happens with these takeovers is you don't hear about them. They tend to be done behind closed doors with stealth. Obviously, this is going to have to be done fairly quickly because Abramovich is having the heat put on him by the British government. Some people say they might actually be doing it slightly quicker, as they are in other countries. I think the long-term ramifications are, the Chelsea fans behind me here at Kenilworth Road, they've been singing "We Want It All." The Luton fans in front of me here have been singing "You Bought It All." So clearly there's a balance to be paid.
Yeah, indeed, and he's been very successful in his tenure at Chelsea. I think 19 trophies. He's won every single trophy that's available. It's going to be difficult for Chelsea to continue that kind of success without him.
Well, the issue they've got is that the new owners, when they come in, are going to have at some point to build a new stadium on the site of Stamford Bridge, and that's very complicated. So however much he gets for it, and however much the new investors put into it, they're going to have to put in more to actually upgrade the stadium. But look, they've got a fantastic squad. I don't think there'll be too many people feeling too much sympathy for Chelsea Football Club at the moment, particularly when you see the scenes in Ukraine.
Henry Winter, thanks very much for joining us. We've got the second half coming up here at Kenilworth Road. The first one was pretty tasty.
Shot away, leaves it to Saul.